Hey everybody, it's Jason from the Texas Gun Vault 2, and I'm out here in my hot garage once again at about 10:30 at night, just getting home from the range. And of course, you know what that means. It's a first impressions video with some of the guns that I have recently told you I'm going to be reviewing. So once again, I have to give the caveat. This is the Texas Gun Vault 2, my behind the scenes channel. So everything I talk about reviews, guns, all that kind of stuff, all those videos will eventually be posted on my main channel, so there's a link in the description below. So don't get confused about that. Sometimes people find these videos and go, that's not a real review. Well, I know that because this is not the channel that I post the reviews. This is just where I talk about guns, kind of like behind the scenes and stuff. I took two pistols to the range tonight, and I wanted to share with you my experiences with them. And we're going to start off with... Actually, both of these, I think I showed you in yesterday's video. The first one is the Sig Sauer P210 Target. And this one is, of course, a loan to the channel from my friend Jack. Jack number 1. And I told you that I have reviewed one of these pistols in the past, but with a different set of grips. Now, I'm not sure if the Target models and the standard models have different triggers in them, but I do remember when I shot the Target that had different grips, one of my complaints a long time ago was I felt like the trigger was dangerous. And it's because it's simply too light. It's just way too light, and you can't always predict it. Overall, the gun is very accurate. I had to adjust the sights in the rear, and once I got those adjusted, the gun was spot on, okay? Pretty good. Not the tightest groups I've ever shot, but overall, pretty good. But there's a couple times where I threw a couple shots. You know, if my main group is here, I'll have like 1 or 2 over here, and it's because of the trigger. It really surprised me a couple of times. This trigger is too light. And I personally think that this is not a gun you want to put in the hands of somebody that is a novice to early intermediate shooter, because the trigger is simply too light and too dangerous. Because at least with a Glock trigger that's 5.5 pounds, maybe 6 pounds, you know, there's a little bit of give and take there. That if they just move their finger a little bit, it might not go off until they're ready to shoot, right? And of course, you always need to follow all of the rules of gun safety. But this trigger, you know, I'm kind of lining up my shot. I'm trying to stage the trigger a little bit, and boom, it goes off. And it was still accurate. It just surprised me a couple of times. And I'm kind of curious what the trigger weight is on this. So let me get out the gauge real fast and see if we can determine anything right now. All right. Okay, so the trigger, I don't know, it's saying 3 pounds, 2.4 ounces. That's not like, you know, dangerously light. Let's try this again. Three pounds, 4.8 ounces. Okay, so that time it was 2 pounds and 11 ounces. I don't know. I kind of feel like that it's just not predictable. And maybe the wall just isn't as solid as I would like it. So I would say if you have one of these, only put them in the hands of experienced shooters. Because I could see where you might have a negligent discharge or an accidental discharge with somebody that doesn't know or is not that comfortable or familiar with guns. And when you have a gun like this, of course, the 4 rules of gun safety would, you know, always need to be followed. And if you put this in the hands of a novice shooter, more than ever do those 4 rules of gun safety come into play, okay? I mean, that's just my opinion. But overall, the gun shoots well, very comfortable. I'm going to have to think about these grips. These grips I know a lot of people like because they're supposed to be so ergonomic. For me, they're just not, I don't know, they're okay. My biggest problem with these grips is I don't know where to put my non-shooting hand because it's so big, and we have this kind of ledge here at the bottom. When I bring my non-shooting hand up, it kind of rubs at the bottom here. I don't know. I think I just prefer the standard grips better. But I'm going to have to get my P210 standard out and see if the trigger is any different. But the gun shoots well, obviously good quality. And kind of a side note right now, I am, well, until it gets appealed and they decide what they want to do, apparently I am restricted on Facebook for 1 month because tonight at the range, on my personal Facebook page, not the Texas Gun Vault one, but my personal one, I took a picture of this gun, and I took actually it was a picture of this gun with this watch right here. This is the Tudor Black Bay 58, okay? And it's obviously a Swiss timepiece, and I was like, you know, it's kind of a cool pairing in that you have a, although this is made in the United States, it's a Swiss gun, Swiss design gun, and with a Swiss watch. And just for my, you know, personal friends, I took a picture and I thanked Jack, who lent this to the channel, and I thanked my friend Adrian, who works at Noah's Fine Watches and Jewelry here in Frisco, who helped me get into this watch right here because I was looking at the same watch but in a 41 millimeter size. This is the 38 millimeter size, and sorry, not 38, 39 millimeter. And it's kind of a retro one, and I'm glad he got me to get this one instead of the 41 millimeter. But anyway, I posted it thanking those two people, and Facebook thought I was selling guns, and I was not. It like restricted my page, like, you're trying to sell weapons, blah blah. No, did you? Obviously, it's AI, and it can't determine that, And I've posted pictures of guns in the past, pictures of watches in the past, never had a problem, but whatever. And so I've appealed it. And right now, I can't do anything on the Texas Gun Vault when it comes to Facebook because it restricts all of your pages as well. So it's what it is. So anyway, that's the Sig P210. And the other gun that I took to the range tonight was the Atlas EOS. The Atlas EOS. And this is a 2011 pistol. And so this gun is also very accurate. It's more accurate than the Sig, but I have a couple of issues with it. The first issue that I discovered, actually both issues deal with the optic, okay? And I know that most people that are going to shoot this gun are going to run this with an optic. And here we have a Trijicon RMR. HD2 is what it says. The first issue is, after you shoot a magazine and a half to 2 magazines through it, you can barely see out of the red dot because either the porting on the barrel, which we have up here, or the gas that comes out of the ejection port, the carbon buildup on this RMR is crazy. So I'm having to wipe it down every magazine or so. It just gets so dirty with like the film and the dirt and the carbon and all that. You can't even see through it after 2 or 3 mags. So that was the first issue. The other issue is when I put the first magazine through it, and of course I get that on camera, it was a very tight group, but it was very, very low. And so I got out, a tool and I adjusted this. And when I adjusted it all the way, in fact, on the little adjustment here, you have to turn it counterclockwise to go up. I went up a lot. It was still shooting low, did it some more. I had to get this red dot literally as far as it will go, like on the adjustment for the dot to go. It is all the way, and now it's dead on. Now it's shooting groups like this big, but that adjustment should not be that far up, and it is. And I've looked at this. It looks like it's mounted correctly. I don't see any problems with it whatsoever. And one of the reasons, too, I think this lens gets so dirty, and in fact, you can see it right there. See how dirty that is? Look at that. Because look how far it almost hangs over the ejection port. So you get a lot of debris there. And yeah, so I mean, I'm able to shoot this thing really accurate, but when it comes to the adjustment, it is literally all the way on the elevation, 100%. And now it's dead on. But normally sights shouldn't be that way. You know, it should be somewhere in the middle, and this one is not. And I don't see any other issues why that would be. But then, as it is, I mean, it's super accurate. Super accurate. You're going to be really, really impressed with this thing. I didn't try to shoot it with iron sights because I don't think people are really going to shoot it with iron sights. They're going to use it with the RMR, and those iron sights, I really can't see through the red dot. So that was my issue, really. So yeah, so that's what happened with both of these guns. And let me see if I can turn this RMR off. And actually, one time, it started to dim on me at the range. So for some reason, just through the cycling of the gun, the red dot got dim, and I had to keep pushing the up button on it. So I don't know if there's something wrong with this RMR, but once I got it set, it was great. But I've just never had to adjust a red dot like that to get it on target. But the gun is super accurate, groups super well. Sweet shooter. Both of these are sweet shooters. The Sig here has that Cadillac recoil because you got that full-length rail that's inverted. Man, it's like running on ball bearings. It's pretty darn sweet. And while I have the gauge out here, why don't I see what the trigger is on the EOS. Let's see, turn this thing on. And this one says 12 pounds, 15.1 ounces. That's right. Did I say 12 pounds? 2 pounds, 15.1 ounces. 2 pounds, 15.1 ounces. 2 pounds, 14 ounces. So this trigger is lighter than the Sig, but I'm telling you, I don't have that problem of not being able to stage the trigger or feel it before it breaks like I do on the Sig. There's something about this trigger that, for me, makes it feel dangerous. Like, it's unpredictable. And if you own one of these US-made SIGs, the Sig P210s, either the Target or the Standard, let me know your thoughts. Do you have the same experiences, and what do you think about it? So anyway, that's what happened at the range tonight, and I was there with all of my friends, meaning I was there by myself for a good 2 hours. It was awesome. So anyway, hope you guys are having a wonderful evening. A little bit hot here, so I'm going to go upload this, post it, and then take a shower and go to bed. So I got some stuff to do tomorrow. So anyway, let me know your thoughts on either of these guns and my experiences. And if you watch to the end, the word of the day is restricted. Restricted because right now my Facebook is restricted because I tried to post about the Sig P210 and my watch. Yeah. Stupid Facebook AI. But anyway, that's what's going on. So let me know what you think in the comments section below. And as always, thanks for watching.